Hello, I'm Meredith Harper. Welcome to Ukulele is the New Black, a podcast where I talk to ukulele players to find out why they play ukulele, what they love about it, and how it's changed their lives.
Wanted to play an instrument because musicians are so cool and I wanted to be cool, but I found playing an instrument is kind of hard.
I've talked to ukulele players all over the world, but it's nice to talk to someone from back home, in Canberra, where I live. Originally from Taiwan, Kim Yang moved here around 10 years ago, where she discovered the joy of music and, of course, ukulele. Kim is now a full-time musician and songwriter who's about to release her new EP, Brave. We had a chat a few weeks ago about her musical journey.
Yeah, it's the new black. Everybody's playing it. It's the new black.
Ukulele player, introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Kim Yang, and I've been playing music for, I guess, quite a while, since I was little. I was a singer, but when I actually play music, play the instrument, is when I was probably in high school. I picked up a flute and took a couple of flute lessons. But to be honest, my family can't afford music lessons, so I didn't get to learn more. And then back in university, I took a couple of guitar lessons, but I found it too hard. Anyway, so I gave up, and now I just kind of started playing instruments again, and ukulele was sort of the first instrument that I picked up since university. So
okay,
there you go.
Yeah. So ukulele then. So was it just you just happened to have one lying about, or you decided it would be a good one to do? It was just luck.
Yeah, I just decided that would be the good instrument to pick up rather than stick with guitar and feel frustrated.
Yep.
And it's such a happy instrument, so it just makes me happy when I play it, and just I'm sure people love the sound of it, so I started busking with a ukulele.
Oh, nice. So just around Canberra.
Yeah.
And actually, I should say to our listeners, so you are actually in Canberra, as am I. And I was really hoping when we originally talked about this interview that we would be in the same room, but of course lockdown has happened, so we're not, which is a real shame. So you actually always from Canberra? You're born here?
No, I'm originally from Taiwan.
Okay.
So I came to Canberra about 9 or 10 years ago for love, I would say. My partner, he was from Canberra, well, he's from Canberra, and we actually met over in Taiwan and did a couple of years of long-distance relationship.
Oh, it's hard.
I was like, can you please come, and, you know, maybe there's something you can explore here in Australia. So I was like, yeah. So I left my first job after university. So I came here when I was like 23, 24. So yeah, I kind of just gave up what I had in Taiwan and came over here and started a new life, sort of.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been good. Like, I get to rediscover my love of music, and then I also just left my day job in December. So
that's a big step.
So I became a full-time musician since December.
Wow.
And yeah, it's a bit challenging, but I'm always trying to make things work, so make it sustainable for me as a full-time musician. Yeah.
So the ukulele happened after you moved to Australia?
Yes, definitely. I guess at the time I was sort of frustrated with my life. I didn't really like my job at the time, and I knew I always loved music. I always have music in my life, but I never really wrote any songs for myself. So I sort of had this urge that I need to get out there and talk to people. Otherwise, my office job was a bit boring for me. I didn't get to, express myself with my job. So yeah, I picked up a ukulele because I thought, again, that's something I could handle. and such a beautiful instrument, and there's a lot of classic tunes I can play for people. People can sing along, so I became a busker
Nice.
back in 2017, and I just use my ukulele and busk around Canberra because we don't need license here in Canberra, which is pretty good.
It is a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So people obviously reacted well then to your busking.
Yeah. So I sing a lot of sort of classic covers to start it with, and then I slowly started to write songs, and I thought I would just carry two instruments later, like a year later, so I have guitar and ukulele.
Oh, so you
instruments with me.
So you did actually upgrade?
I went back to guitar.
When I say upgrade, I mean as in more strings. I don't mean as in better.
Yeah, exactly. Like ukulele is such a happy instrument. It's such a lovely sounding instrument, and I think it's definitely possible for people to love music from learning it. So yeah, I also have ukulele students right now, and I always tell them how lovely it is, and then how they can really love music from learning ukulele. So yeah, I always encourage people to learn ukulele to start with, sort of a first step before you want to move on to anything bigger. But yeah, it's lovely.
So at what point did you stop just busking and move on to as you say now, a professional musician? That's quite a journey from busking to professional.
Yeah, so I guess since I started busking, I started to have some clients. People actually invited me over to their house and have some private concerts. And yeah, and also some events. So I kind of slowly building my reputation, or my name from busking for the first year or so. And again, I wasn't really a fan of working in an office. And I was also working in a university, so it's sort of kind of dull sometimes for me. So yeah, I slowly, since I'm getting more and more clients from doing those private shows, I thought it can be sustainable for me to do music full time, and also I started to write songs a few years after I started busking, and because I have a lot of life stories that I really want to tell people about. Look, I keep it really short and simple because I have a lot of things I can say.
Oh, look, we know.
Yeah, it's I guess because I came to Australia as an adult, and there's a lot of things that I feel like I never really expressed myself properly when I was back in Taiwan, or a lot of life experience that I had. I just never really feel like sharing because I was quite a shy person. But since I turned like mid-20s, I feel like, my life is actually pretty interesting. I gotta write songs about them, and yeah, so I started to pick up some original shows, and I perform with other musicians in town as well, and started releasing music. Yeah, and it has been great. Like I can express myself so well in music and work with other musicians to make the song more interesting as well. Do some collaboration with people, and on YouTube as well. So I have a lot of things going on in my music world, and it's been quite fulfilling that I'm not one of those shy girl, who doesn't talk about their life anymore.
Yeah,
so,
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is part of maturity, I think, really.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So how did you find the songwriting process?
It's not... Every time is different. Every time I write songs is very different. I think sometimes I would start writing. It's kind of like writing a journal. Like you would write things that you encountered recently, and and I'll just noodle on my guitar or ukulele and trying to find a riff or just play chords, really. Any chord progressions I like, and I can sort of improvise the melody on top of it while I'm staring at my lyrics and then trying to make it work. So it can take a long time to smooth out the whole singing part of the songwriting process. And I would test it out in front of people. I said, hey, what do you think? Does it make sense to you? Normally my husband is the one who listened to my rubbish, and he's like, oh, I think you should fix this bit.
That's his job, yeah.
Yeah, that's his job. He's the roadie, but also, he's my... Yeah, I always test things on him. So, yeah, so the songwriting can be varied. And sometimes I would just noodle on instruments first and then started to think, oh, what does it sound like? What can I sing about? So yeah, it's all very fluid in the whole process. It's not easy. I still struggle to write songs sometimes.
I'm glad you say that, because I don't find it easy either.
It's never easy. It's never easy.
I always imagine I'm going to have some, great revelation and it's just going to pour out of me. But no.
But look, it's hard for anyone, really. I guess you have to somehow find a... you have to limit yourself. You can't just trying to think so many things. Maybe you should give yourself just a little target. Say, oh, I want to write songs in, say, a time signature. Maybe give yourself a guidelines. So maybe say, I want to do a 6/8 song. I want to have... This song is about, I don't know, maybe... or just like pick words from newspapers. Yeah. So you have to limit yourself, limit the guidelines rather than thinking about what you should write about. I think that will help to start writing a song.
Pick a focus.
Yes, definitely a focus.
Well, so you have a ukulele there you can play something on for me.
Yes,
Show me what ukulele you have.
I have a 8-string ukulele.
Oh, nice.
It's double string.
Yep.
So, it's very... I don't know, I guess when I started playing ukulele, I had the 4-string uke, and I thought there's something missing. Maybe the bottom end of the instrument was a bit missing. So I was looking around and I found this 8-string ukulele and it sounded really... It's kind of like a chorusy effect when you play it, but you're not really putting any efforts into the sound effects.
Yep.
It does the job.
And it is so shiny, I can almost see myself in it. Well, obviously I can't because I'm not in the room with you, but...
Yeah.
So, and I can't see what kind it is, what brand it is.
It's Colour.
Okay. Yep, nice.
Yeah, so it's a very nice ukulele. I enjoy playing it.
Wonderful. Well, how about you play it for me now?
Yeah, sure. I think I'll just play a song of mine.
Yes, that'd be great.
It's called Wake Me Up. Okay. Wake me up in the middle of tonight. Say you love me. And say you love me. In my dreams, you smiled at me. Said you love me. Said you love me. You like the south, I like the north. You adore the sun, I adore the stars. We were so different that we madly in love. We were madly in love. Years went by and things fell down here. Ignorance and silence drank down love away. The hate came
Beautiful. That's lovely. You have such a lovely ethereal voice. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's very pretty.
Thank you.
And it's a great ukulele, you're right. You do get that fullness out of it, don't you, from the double strings? Yeah.
Yes, very special.
So tell me a little about teaching then. So how long have you been, you said you had students, how long have you been doing that?
I think since end of 2019.
Oh, that was a good time to start.
Yeah, that's right. And I didn't really advertise myself as a music teacher because I've always been a self-taught musician, so I kind of feel guilty for saying that. But then because I guess people saw me perform on the streets or on stage and yeah, my first student was just one of my clients, well, the client's son. And he's like, oh, do you want to teach my son? He's really interested in music. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I was really lucky because his son is really talented. So I'm like...
So you didn't have to work too hard.
I know. Okay, so he knows all the chords already. So all I did was like teaching songs that he really wants and really wants to learn and make it, a ukulele version and make it more him rather than trying to learn the same original version of each song. So I do enjoy teaching people to be themselves in music because that's how I started. I can't, copy every successful artist, so I got to make it my own, right? So it has been a really fulfilling job to teach students to be themselves. And
nice.
So yeah,
and that's a good philosophy. It's one which I guess I've talked to a lot of people who teach, and look, not saying none of them do that, but no one has ever actually said that. That's one of their part of their aim is to teach people to be themselves, and I think that's really, really important because everyone can kind of do a cover and make it. And I'm very much guilty of that. If there's a song I know really well, I find it so hard to sing it differently because it's so stuck in my head the way I've heard it. But when you do break out of that and make it your own, it's so much more satisfying, isn't it?
Yeah, because you express yourself in your own way, even though it's someone else's song, but you interpret it in your own way. So yeah, I think that really connect with people if you can do it your own way.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Be a good performer in that sort of in your own interpretation. So
yeah. So how many students do you have now?
Look, they just come and go. So currently I only have 2. So yeah, I don't teach that often.
So just when it pops up and you'll take someone on.
Yeah. Maybe I should really take it seriously and then really advertise myself.
Well, something
properly.
I have found in Canberra, people say to me, where can I learn ukulele? And I only have a few people who do it in Canberra. So I think there's definitely a market for it if you wanted to put your name out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have been releasing some music recently, I believe. Yes.
I started releasing music when it was in 2019, and it's been a fun journey. I really enjoy acoustic music, so my first EP was just all acoustic, and the song I just played is called "Wake Me Up." That was also in the EP. And then now I'm also releasing another EP, my second EP, and I got a grant from Arts ACT, so I was able to pay other session musicians to play on the track for me. I still play ukulele on my tracks, but I just need other people to play piano.
Yeah, you need to fill it out.
Cello. Yeah, definitely. So it has been a really fun journey from going to completely acoustic to a fully produced product. So it has been really fun. And the EP I'm releasing is called Brave. I mostly write songs about my experience, my life experiences, just because I feel like I need to tell people about my story.
And they say, don't they, write about what you know?
Yeah, write about what I know. And I also pick songs that resonate with people. It's not just being selfish. It's not just about me. It has to be something that people resonate with. So, for example, I wrote a song called Garden of Eden. It was about my experience down a bushfire in early 2020. I was stuck in Eden, and apparently a lot of people heard news about Eden during the bushfire season. So I thought that's something I really want to share with people, because I saw a lot of devastating people at the time, and I was pretty traumatic at the time. It's traumatized. So I thought writing the song will help me with my mental health, but also telling people that, you know, there's still actually people who need help at the moment, and we can't just let COVID get frustrated by COVID, because we actually have other things that we also need to pay attention to. For example, like climate change, or like the victims from the bushfires. They're forgotten at the moment. So yeah, I think that's my mission. I want to write songs to remind people what's been happening, but also tell them to express themselves from the music that I write. So it's been my journey.
And so, speaking of COVID, how did you cope, particularly last year when we had a lot of lockdown? So I guess you weren't doing concerts in people's homes.
I did a lot of online concerts, actually, on YouTube, because I have a YouTube channel and I have some loyal followers. So I think that's how I can connect with my fans. So I just did online concerts on YouTube, but also on Facebook as well. I sort of just jump on different platforms and do live concerts from there. But since the last lockdown, I was busy producing this EP anyway, so I got pretty lucky just to work on an EP. But yeah, this time will be a bit different. I'm sort of trying to figure out what I should really do during this time. I guess so far I've been doing a lot of admin work. I guess for a lot of people who don't know about music that much, it's actually a lot of musicians just do a lot of admin work.
You don't think about that.
80% of your work. Yeah, 80% of your work is literally admin.
So give me an example.
Yes. So since I'm releasing music in about a week's time, I've been doing a lot of marketing strategies and social media strategies and trying to plan all these release plans. So it can take quite a long time to sort it out. I mean, that's why people do marketing as a living, right? That's some people's full-time job. But as a self-managed artist, I have to do it all myself, since I have no manager. I don't have a big team behind me, and I can't afford them anyway. So basically, marketing, self-promotion, and also talking to clients, because I also do wedding shows, wedding gigs. So it has been a really hectic time, because a lot of weddings can't be continued. So I do have to keep working with my clients and then trying to figure out how we can move this forward if COVID is still happening. So I do care about my clients. I do customer service a lot. so yeah, a lot of admin, but that doesn't mean there will be income or anything like that, because it's my main income is basically performances. So it has been a bit rough, but I'm trying to keep my head up and trying to create more music at this time.
Well, hopefully the release of the EP will help that.
Yes, definitely.
And that's coming out in a week, you said?
It's coming out on the 10th of September, okay. So I guess just a bit under 2 weeks' time from now. Yeah.
So that should be pretty soon after this episode comes out. Yeah, not far. So I'll certainly put something in the show notes so people know where to find that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, no worries. All right, do you have another song for me?
Yes, I have another original song. It's called The Bath Song. I wrote in a bath. I sort of wrote this in a bath. But it's about enjoying the moment and not to get distracted by what's happening around our society and around our lives. So I you know what it means when I play it. So
Nice, I love that one.
Oh,
yeah, I can relate. I can relate to that.
Yeah, it's fun to play.
And yeah, good contrast to the other one. Bit more cheery. Yeah.
Yes.
They're both great though.
Definitely.
All right then. Well, time for my last question, which is how has ukulele changed your life?
Well, I would say it's definitely possible to love music from learning ukulele. Since it's such a lovely sounded instrument and it only has 4 strings, so it's very possible to handle it anyone has encountered any difficulties with other instruments. So yeah, I think it just brings smiles to everyone when you play ukulele, and yeah, it's very approachable, and I love it.
Wonderful. Well, Kim, it's been so good to talk to you today. Thank you so much for being on the show, and all the best. Ukulele is the New Black is produced by me, Meredith Harper. I wrote the theme tune and I performed it with Janine Chandler, Jim Croft, Jasmine Fellows, Paul Marsh, Sandra Shaw and Chris Williams. Seb Carrero does the graphic design. For more information about Kim, go to kimyangmusic.com. Also, please don't forget to send me suggestions for people you'd like me to interview on the show before it's too late, only a few months left. If you want more information about any of the things mentioned in today's episode, there are links in the show notes. You can also go to the Ukulele is the New Black YouTube channel for a playlist with songs relating to today's episode. If you enjoyed this podcast, please give it a rating or review on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, or wherever you listen to your podcasts, and tell your friends. Episodes are released every second Monday, and you can subscribe pretty much anywhere podcasts are found. I'll be back with another episode in 2 weeks.